Hello everybody and welcome back to Power Ninja Productions. My name is Proteus and this is episode 3 of DireWolf20 1.16.4 pack. As you can probably tell, I've gotten a little bit carried away in between episodes. I decided that it would be a good idea to go ahead and build myself a little house here, and in true Direwolf spirit, it's 2 9x9s and then connected by a large room. It's a tendency he has had in every series I've watched, and it actually works really well for a pack like this, which is very kitchen sinky and you don't have to get super into things all at once. So I've designated this as my storage wall. A little bit more storage over here. Some machines here. More will be in the basement. For now, there's not a whole lot in the basement, just power gen, which I did upgrade. These are now the hardened level, which just required a bunch of, oh, that's an ender cell. Hardened, there. Required some hardened capacitors, which require some energized steel. Energized steel is crafted in this thing, the energizing orb, and it takes 1 gold and 1 iron to make 2 energized steel. You put the item in here, and then these little energizing rods kind of shoot out. If you are at all familiar with Buildcraft, it's kind of like the Buildcraft lasers. Alright, yeah, so I did do a ton of mining. I built the mining gadget and the flux spore, and have used quite a bit of both of them. I also built the flux capacitor and the magnet. What else did I build? I built the building gadget and the exchanging gadget. I made 1 waystone. Unfortunately, this is taken, or it's used up every time you craft a waystone, and I didn't have more than, I only have 2 emeralds and I only had 4 ender pearls, so I will have to go ender hunting again. I did get quite a few blaze rods, so that was good. What else? I made this modification table for mining gadgets as well. You can put this in here. I made all of these upgrades. I needed to do a lot of mining to get all these upgrades because each blank upgrade requires 2 diamonds. Ugh. But yeah, these are good. I really enjoy the mining gadget. It's good for mining down at low levels, especially when I'm trying to find diamonds. Don't have too many of them. I have a good amount of them, I would say. Do have some miscellaneous junk in chests. Eventually I will, my next goal is to work towards a, now that power gen's been fixed, my goal is to work towards a refined storage system. So let's see. In order to do refined storage, we're going to need processor binding. These are going to be a pain because it's slime and string, but I think pink slime is something you can automate, if I recall correctly. Maybe not. I thought you could. Oh, I'm going to have to figure that out. Wow, that's really loud. Oh. Don't mind me, I just turned up the headphone volume by accident. Better? There we go. Alright. Quick aside. I have a book in here somewhere. I thought. I think I used it. Alright. Not shapeless. I really do hate that. And then the foregoing manual is redstone, dust, and dirt. Got that. Oh, I really hope I don't actually have one of these already. No, I don't. Okay, good. Generator tools, miscellaneous resource production. Maybe not. Mob slaughter factory. Passive mobs produce more pink slime. Oh, I really thought there was an easier way to get this. Alright, well, that's probably the best way to get slime. Oh, that's funny. Oh, maybe I should get into Botania. Yeah. It does look like that's the best way to get slime, is to turn pink slime into regular slime. Ew. Oh. Wow. Quite a lot of stuff that I didn't know about. Yeah, that's a circular recipe there. Alright, well, I guess I will have to... Oh, it's nighttime. I guess we will be setting up a mob farm. I believe it's... Yes, here we go. Mob filter... Child, I believe. Yes. It requires an egg. Yeah, so... What I need to do is I have somewhere, I think it's industrial foregoing, has the rancher. Of course, now I need to get the book back out. Animal rancher, shear sheep and milk cows. Not what I was looking. Animal feeder. That's the one I was looking at. Machine used to feed animals so they can produce babies when the machine is supplied with the animal feeding item. But for that, we're going to need plastic. Plastic, which comes from dry rubber, which comes from tiny dry rubber, which comes from the latex processing unit? No, from the fluid extractor. Okay. So I'm looking for latex. Latex. Looks like acacia is my best. By far, acacia is the best. All right. So you may have noticed I have a bunch of these botany pots. So I've got both types of fungus. I've got potatoes. They're my main source of food at the moment. I've got the blue and red flowers because those are going to be my source of purple dye for the waystones, because I would like to be able to put those basically wherever I need to go. But in order to do the passive mob farm that I would like to do, first I'm going to have to clear some area to put it in, and then second I'm going to have to set up probably a ton of botany pots and to get some wheat to put some cows and basically just constantly feed cows. So what I am going to do is get some land, probably like right around where I'm standing, just flatten this a little bit, cut down the trees, and get a bit of a primary setup going, and then I'll come back, show you guys what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've gotten most of that done. I did add a new flower to this one. I'm now getting black flowers from Botania because it's my easiest source of black dye until I can get a wither rose, and then I can replace that with a wither rose. Also, wither roses are great for mob farms. I did forget to mention, let me sleep first. Right, so I did forget to mention that I went to the mining dimension. It is a very odd place. Totally grass up top, and then here, just totally stone. I'm at Y125. It's totally stone until you get down to about 60 where the ores start. So I just took my mining gadget and went all the way down and got a good amount of resources. I don't think I did anything else up here. I added a couple more drawers. Oh, I did make the flux saw with some augments in it. And pop it in here and you can see the augments. So it can do AoE, and I gave it an extra RF charge. Not too shabby. Down here is where the most changes have been made. I have a dual log setup, fully automated for latex. So right now I've got almost 9,000 millibuckets, so 9 full buckets of latex in here. And you see it goes in there. I believe it goes to another machine after this, so I'll just have this tank as a buffer when I finish that processing setup. I have my botany pots over here with acacia, since acacia gets you the best amount of latex per log, and this is my buffer chest for that. And then below here, of course it's hard to see, you can see I've got a block placer from Cyclic, and that is what I've been doing, or that is what I use there. It's very useful because what it does is it auto places the block every time this one breaks, and it does not require, none of these require power. It's power optional for the fluid extractors, and the block placer does not require power. I have plenty of power, but I didn't feel like bringing it over. This is what my cables look like underneath, bringing power to my machines. The plan is to actually bring a ceiling down to about that level, so you won't see anything except for these disappearing into the ceiling. I don't believe there's any sort of compatible multi-block or multi-part structure type stuff like Forge mini blocks or whatever. So it'll have to do. And then outside, I started the area for the cow farm. So right here, I'm going to put the rancher, or I forgot what it's called now. It is the animal feeder. I'm going to keep that on there. So the animal feeder, which, yes, I can make this easily. because those, yeah. So the animal feeder, I don't know what the default range is, but I'll figure it out, and it'll go up here. It'll feed all of the cows that I put up here, which of course means I need to go get a couple of cows. Thankfully there are cows that are not too far off. So, and then the floor here will be made out of these child filters. So all the baby cows will fall down here, and then they will get pushed on vector plates through this wall here, which will be made out of the regular animal filters, and into this room where the mob slaughter factory will be resting. So once they grow up, they'll get pushed into this room, and the factory will kill them and turn them into slime and meat. And I will probably, at this point, just void the excess meat, but the slime will go into a tank up on the surface so that I can access it. So I'm basically just waiting for the latex to process, because I'm going to need a lot of latex to build these. So each tiny dry rubber, I think, where's my book? So latex processor. So every bucket gives me 10 tiny dry rubbers. Oh, so I actually have enough latex now. Alrighty. Maybe I will make another sink to put next to the processing unit, or next to the latex processing unit. And I have more, those are items. I will need to build more mechanical pipes to put into the latex processing unit, and it'll go in here, and then I'll turn it into tiny dry rubber, and I'll probably just have it come out the top, and then I can use that to make this, and then that smelts down into plastic, and I only need 4 plastic, so it's actually not that bad. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's where I found it. Okay, so with Woot you can create pink slime and make liquid meat, but I can nowhere near being able to support Woot yet, because I have to be able to craft that fluid, which is not easy to do. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and keep working on this, and hopefully when I come back I will have the pen fully set up, both walls, both the floor for the children and the wall for the adults to get through, all the vector plates in, which that's not going to be too easy. Maybe I'll just do conveyor belts instead, because conveyor belts don't take slime. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use conveyors. Definitely. Well, I get 6, so I need a bunch of extra plastic, but I've got the plastic. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build slime, or build conveyors, because they're easier to get than vector plates. Same concept, oops, but a different process. So I'm going to get to work on getting the latex processed and getting the farm set up, and maybe even mob imprisonment tool. Maybe even make one of those. Too bad I only have 1 gas tier. Oh well. Make one of those and go and find some cows. Ooh, that is a... Is that a raid over there? Or a patrol over there? Let's see. Yes, it is. Hello, boys. I'm going to draw them out. Excellent. Ooh, that was close. But I got the ominous banner without getting the bad omen. So that's a success in my book. Anyways, I'm going to get to work and I'll be back. All right, quite a bit of difference between this one and the last clip. I did set up the latex processing unit. So latex comes in as a liquid and goes out as a tiny driver. And I just combine these and smelt them upstairs. Eventually I'll get all this automated, but no refined storage system yet. That's what we're working towards, right? And then this is the dissolution chamber. Let's see, does not have a show recipes option. Alright, so the dissolution chamber is used to make the add-ons, which I needed. It's used to make the laser lenses, which I will probably get into later. It's used to make pink slime ingots, which aren't really that useful at the moment in this current version of the mod. Range upgrades and lasers. Oh, it's used to make the infinity saw. I'm not really sure what these are, but find out. It's used to make the mycelial reactor, which that better be a really good reactor for all that. Supreme machine frame. Oh my. Wow. Laser drill. Oh, there's a fluid laser? Oh my. Wow. All right. That's crazy. I don't know what that's useful for, but that's crazy. Soul sand and some latex to make dark glass. Dark glass is very cool. More range upgrades, machine frame, simple machine frame. I'll make those eventually. The Infinity Trident. It looks like these are just powered versions of basic stuffs. Let's see, mechanical dirt. Interesting. And oh, and this is the other thing I'm using it to make, pink slime. Unfortunately, it's not fully automated at the moment. Let me take a quick sleep and we'll find out. Or rather, I'll go and show it off. Another patrol? Did I just kill a cow? No. I do love being able to kill creepers so quickly. Only 9 liquid meat? It's because it's stuck in there. For some reason the machine will not output to the rear of the machine. So I have to figure out why it won't do that. The problem I'm having here is that it only blocks inputs while it's processing. So once I run out of enough slime to do this, it won't. It'll just fill all of the slots. I need a smarter system for this. I tried to use this with this and it didn't work. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm planning on using XNet because it's a lot smarter than your standard pipes, but it takes a little bit to get into, so I'm going to set that up in between. And I may be more likely to hook these up to a refined storage input, and that way I can have my production facility inside instead of out here. Same with all this too. I can, even though this is totally full and these are pretty full as well, I can move my production inside. I'm going to have to build some sort of greenhouse or botany house or something, because I don't like having like just stations out in the wilderness. But that is another thing. I haven't talked about what I would like to do with this base. Obviously this 9x9 is, or sorry, this basic cobblestone structure is not going to be a final base for me to live in. I mean, the basement is totally just not decorated at all. You can still see the roof, and quite frankly, it's really ugly. But I have ideas on what I'm gonna do. My main plan is to let's get up a little bit higher. What I've seen many people do, and I've done in the past as well, is have like one building for each mod or each function, depending. And it really only works well in a kitchen sink type pack like this. In a progression pack, you kind of have to have most things centralized because they require interconnected use, but this does not. It's mostly, each mod is mostly separated. So my plan is to have 1 to 2 mods per building. So this will remain my main building. I'll spruce it up a bit, probably not with actual spruce, but I'll spruce it up a bit so it looks better. Maybe give it a little bit of extra shape. Chisels and Bits is in this, so I can make some decorations through that. There's some other decorative mods. There's a rooftop mod, you know, stuff like that. Fancy doors, windows. I think there's windows. It's Macaw is like the #1 fancy mod in this pack. It does have windows, so I can make all sorts of windows and rooftops and gutters and oh, that's interesting. What do I do with that? Oh, that's cool. I can make trapdoors in like whatever style I'd like. Oh, that's very cool. Gutters, awnings, roofs. We've got windows and trapdoors. We've got bridges. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that before. Powered bridges. I'm going to have to mess with these. And then there's all these doors. There's logs. Oh, okay, so that's for roofs. There's a ton of roofs. Armrest. Huh. Very cool. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to have to look into that to making this building at least look nice. And then every other mod, or maybe 2 mods, will have their own building once I get deeper into them. This main building will also be like my central production, or not production, my central facility. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll convert the basement into like the auto crafting room for refined storage. I am deciding to go with refined storage instead of astral sorcery because I need to repair that, because I haven't used astral sorcery in a lot, or applied energistics. I haven't used applied energistics in a long time, but it's been even longer since I've used refined storage. Oops. So I would like to mess around with it. It's got a lot of updates and upgrades and new stuff, and I'd like to check it out. So that's what I'm going to go with in this pack. Okay. Excuse me. So how are we doing here? Is it totally backed up again? It's totally backed up again. How about you do that? You can hear the generator running. I did set up the solar generator and the energy cube for mechanism, so this whole facility is totally powered on its own. The feeder is powered. Down the mob slaughter factory is powered. And I got a few cows, bred them up a bit, brought them in here, and now they just kind of breed every once in a while. And I get my slime. Oh, totally out again. How many slime balls do I have? So I've got 30 slime balls. That will make lots of processor cores or whatever. So we can definitely get into refined storage before having to really automate that setup. So to start with that, what do we need? I'd like a disk drive. Probably need that. Probably need that. Where's the controller? Controller. Need to make a what does a storage part require? Okay. Can I make a 16? I could probably make a 64. Now that requires... Yeah, I could probably make a 64. How do we make silicon? Nether quartz or quartz dust? Well, I've got almost 400 nether quartz. How much Certus quartz do I have? Where is my Certus quartz? Oh. Oh, they've updated the... Oh, that's cool. I didn't think it looked like that. All right. I actually have a lot more nether quartz than I do Certus. So, now I forget again. Silicon is smelted. So I'm just going to toss a stack in. I'll probably need more than that. So let's just make a 64 disk. So it needs a 16, which needs, it needs 3 16s, needs 3 4s, needs 1 1. I need basic processors, improved processors, advanced processors. Processor binding is pretty easy. Those are relatively simple. Those just get smelted. See, that requires buckets. We're not going to do fluid storage right away. Probably want to make one of those. I already have that one listed. Definitely need to make some cables. And don't need a storage monitor yet. I'll need a grid. I'll need a crafting grid. Need a pattern grid. Don't need any of that yet. Don't need that. There's that. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do auto crafting this episode. We'll get to that the next time. Oh, of course, you're going to have to color the controllers. So just take a controller and add dye. And if you don't know, orange is the best color. Totally. There we go. So I think I have plenty of rose bushes for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find where I put my orange tulip. And we're going to toss that in there and let that grow for a bit. And what I'm going to do is color all of my refined storage stuff. So I think I can color, well, maybe I can't color the disk drive. I can't, but I can color the controller and the grids and a bunch of the other stuff once I get to it. The disk manipulator can be colored. Interesting. Yeah, so that's for now. I just want to build a basic system. We'll get to reading storage and auto crafting and all that stuff next. Probably next episode. Because actually, we'll get to all of that next episode. I will spend in between episodes gathering all the necessary materials and trying to refrain from actually building anything. But I actually just looked at my timer and I am way over time for this episode, so I will be ending that there, and I will get prepped to really start with refined storage in the next episode. But until then, I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will see you later.